They don't like that one?
Yeah, they love it.
No, the big one I throw over there, no one's even looking at it.
Yeah, they will, they will.
Joe, what's the meaning of life?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering. That's a fact. Speaking of suffering, look at this. Look at that, Joe.
It's cat.
Fucking Chucky, man. Chucky is so happy to be alive and well, he gets a little overzealous. So when I'm sitting there snuggling with him, hi Chucky, he's my boy, he starts gurgling and gurgling, and he goes, ha! Little bastard sunk into the other day, he did this. I'm looking like a heroin addict. Got bites and chunks. The doctor took out all his teeth except for these, the canines. This little bitch ass getting ready to get him punched out of his face.
I was
He's a little bitch. Sorry. To the bone. And he didn't just go, whoop, he went,
Kevin Butler, the dog died.
He did. Kevin.
I hope you feel better.
Kevin Butler, if you're here today, I want to share
It's hard. It's hard.
how beautiful
Hard to lose
this
a dog.
puppy is.
Now the house will be empty without that person. I know how you feel.
Guys, this is a picture of our beloved Little. There's Kevin Butler's beautiful dog. Look how beautiful, Joe. There's Little. And
Poor guy. Yeah. God bless him.
God bless you, Kevin Butler.
I hope there will be a heaven someday. See what we the loved one we
I
lost.
hope and I pray that maybe someday you'll be back. You'll be back. You'll be back. You'll be back in my arms. Earth angel, the one I adore. Joe, I just came from Dwayne Reed.
Yes.
I walk in, 10 little bitch-ass chicks are standing there, Joe. They're walking up and down the aisle, opening up their backpack and shoving shit in there. Oh, yo, word, I love these. I love these. These bitches is good. Oh, I need something to drink with that. I gotta go. Not hiding it, not caring. And Joe, I kept thinking about my own words. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, won't be nothing. I'm sitting there stewing. I'm so pissed off because I'm spending $8 on my shit. These little bitches are taking their shit, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I get up to the counter and I tell the lady, I go, that little fat fuck right there just stuffed his whole back. She go, every day, 7 days a week. I thought they just do it after school. She says they do it on the way to school.
Back and forth.
I said, ma'am, Dwayne Reed and you will be out of a job within the next 6 months if this keeps up. I can't imagine. Joe, I just saw him take about $40 worth of stuff because it was like 8 of them. Nah, son, look at these. Yo, these are the good shit right here, son. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Really? I hope you guys are having a good day. Shout out to Arjan. I pray you're feeling better, my friend. Shout out to Rev. Rev has been posting up some really good videos. I don't really watch my videos, but I watch the Hershey video, the Hershey store. The Hershey store is amazing, Joe. And my video is probably the greatest piece of film footage in the history of Earth since Godfather.
Mr. Hershey.
Hi, Mr. Hershey. Hey, Joe, did you know that one time I took the Hershey Highway, but that was in college?
Yeah, there is that.
No.
There is
I took a long ride on the Hershey Highway. Can you believe this clap? Joe, where were you yesterday? I came out here, Joe wasn't here.
I'm going to Coney Island.
Coney Island. Any hot ladies?
No, I go because I have to visit some friends of mine.
All right.
It was a fine trip, not that far, about 3-4 miles away.
Speaking of hot ladies, Joe, did you see my video last night from the studio with Tasha and Brenda?
No,
Oh boy,
I don't know.
a couple dime bags in there, bro. They were spitting too. Hi, Sally. How are you? Joe, should we start the news? Should we start the news and views with views you can use if you choose to use the views?
How you doing, Joe? How is everything?
I wish I had. You're Joe. I wish I had superpowers, Joe.
Yes.
I would be invisible for 15 minutes. I would go back to that store and punch all them little bitch-ass shoplifters in their
How
face.
you doing, Mike?
Oh, yo, son, I'm gonna steal these. Who punched me? Somebody's invisible in here punching me in my face for being a little thief. By the way, Joe, I want to thank our sponsor. This is nice. These are the nice peanut clusters. I paid for these. I should have had the kids steal them and then gave them 50 cents on the dollar outside. I don't condone it. I don't condone it. I would really appreciate if anybody has her phone number. I need to talk to her. It's urgent. It's pretty urgent, Joe. Do you have her phone number?
I don't want to know. I don't
No,
have
I didn't ask you if you want her phone number. Joe, do you care about
I don't have any money for those people.
Joe, do you care about me?
You take her out, you need $1,000 2 plates of food.
Have a candy, Joe.
And after that, you come out, you're hungry again because they give you a spoon of this and a spoon of that. And they put some decoration.
I like a spoon of this and a spoon of that.
They put some decoration on your plate. And I tell you $100.
So here it is, Joe. Look at this.
How are you, Mr. Alfonso?
That's Donna Dierko. Now, I don't know her, but one of my good friends is her best friend.
How you doing?
Donna Dierko was one of the hottest girls on all of Baywatch. Well, I don't know what happened. I mean, I know what happened. I don't know if she went from looking like this now to looking like this now, or this used to be her. I don't know. I don't know.
How are you?
Either way, they're both beautiful. Both beautiful.
Hi, Martinez. How is everything?
Hi, Martinez, who doesn't exist.
No, they do.
There's no Martinez in here, Joe.
In New York, right here. My name is
Hi, Martinez, wherever you are. Baywatch alumni Donna Dierko takes a break from her usual Instagram look while hiking. I get it. The one-time Playboy centerfold is 55. She can still turn up the heads when she wants to, turn up the heat. So this is just her walking around in Beverly Hills, and here she is on Instagram. She'll put on makeup and God bless her. I like. Daddy like. Hi, David Young. What's poppin'?
How you doing?
Bezos bottle shocker. His $4,000 wine. Now, first of all, he's the richest man in the world. What's $4,000 to him, Joe? A penny? Not even that, right? $4,000 to him is a blink of an eye. It's not even money. But apparently, that's the bottle he proposed to his fiance with. $4,000 wine is worth $647. They were like, oh, if anybody buys wine tonight at our restaurant, it's $647. Oh, well, Jeff Bezos is coming in. I just said it is $4,600. Look who's here, Joe. Look who comes late to the party.
How you doing?
Kevin Butler.
How you doing, Mr. Butler?
Kevin, we put up a picture of your beautiful puppy. There is.
That's it.
What a beautiful dog. That's Little. And we love you, brother. Keep your head up. And Little will always forever be in our hearts. I went to St. Patrick's Cathedral and lit a candle for little.
Send us some picture of his grave. If you put him in grave, it will be fine. But mostly they...
Oh, have one of these.
yeah.
It's tough though because
No,
they're a
I
little
don't
hard
want
on the
any
tooth.
sweets because too sweet will give me sugar there.
There's the little bitches who stole all the candy right there, Joe. Look at them walking over there eating M&M's.
Yeah,
You stole that candy, you little thief.
Well, I told you in 5 years there will be no convenience store.
Absolutely not. At that rate?
They're already afraid to open up those right there.
You literally go, yo,
All
these bitches
stores.
is good. Word to my mother, son. I'm leaving with all these joints. And you just start stuffing it.
You know who's
like-
next? Walmart. Walmart.
No, Walmart's going to have a security guard.
Well, they have
These bitches
security
ain't got
guard,
one.
and the security guard is afraid to. The guy had a gun too.
That security guard's getting $10 an hour. He should not be afraid of getting shot and stabbed to death like everybody else gets shot and stabbed to death
Well,
when they try to stop these guys. I was being facetious. My dad used to say, he said, baby, quit being facetious. I said, Dad, I can't. He said, why not? I said, because I don't know what the hell facetious is.
those,
You got to break it down to me, son.
those untouchable thieves. They steal. If you
I'm actually starting to think the kids
if
should
you
steal.
stop them
It's
or
good.
choke them, you're in trouble.
Well, you can't choke them.
Not even handcuff them. You're in trouble.
You can't choke them.
He's a minor. Let him steal.
I'm going to get back to the news as soon as I can chew again.
Oh, well, now it's Jasmine.
Who's Yasmino?
My dog,
You're asking me how your dog is?
he bit me when I went there, that son of my gun.
Son
Because
of a
I
gun?
wanted to steal his bone. You know, they
Don't
love
ever steal
that
a dog's bone, Joe.
Yeah, they do.
All right, shall we get back to the news?
Yes.
This is news and views you can use if you choose. If you choose not to use the news and views you use, and snooze, you lose. Sorry. Guys, make sure you check out the video of Tasha and Brenda and Keith Kilohertz in the studio last night. It's pretty amazing. It's a hit single. If you guys saw the video and you like the music, put some hearts in the air. Joe, a 42-year-old man was shot dead where?
Ron?
In the Bronx. 42-year-old man was shot 10 times
That's terrible. Yeah.
and left to die on the sidewalk.
Terrible.
He made it into a Bronx lobby on Memorial Day. Clifford White, 42, was found pumped with bullets when cops responded to a 911 call of a male shot inside of a building on Boston Road near 168th Street around 10:50 p.m. White was rushed to the medical center where
Pronounce that.
he died. Yeah. He lived in another building on the block.
I hope they catch up them. Criminal.
Unfortunately, they probably won't.
Really?
A lawyer as a respected Rosalind Carter, Joe. Who's that?
That's his wife,
Whose wife?
President Carter.
That's facts.
That's the greatest president.
Here we go again.
Very peaceful man.
Very peaceful. What he did after the White House was much better than what he did in the White House. By all sides, Democrat, Republican, he was considered a failed president because his economic policies were so horrible that everybody was starving to
Well,
death.
when they
That's
say-
when you had 14-hour lines to get gasoline right after.
That's during Nixon time, isn't it?
Yes, well, in between Nixon and Reagan. And Joe, he at Ford, he dedicated his life after the White House to helping human beings with Habitat for Humanity. Joe, he's 89 years old out there with a hammer, I'd hate to live in one of the houses he built. That shit might collapse on you while you're sleeping.
Out.
Joe, you know you better watch out. You better not cry. I'm going to tell you why.
We have actually, my wife had a letter from him. She wrote him one time, appreciation what he does, and he wrote it back.
Very nice. Very nice.
We still have the letter.
I wish that girl right there would write me back. Rosalind Carter, former First Lady, has been diagnosed with dementia.
Yeah, of course.
Well, she's 95 years old. It's okay. God bless her.
Yeah.
It's just sad when the grandkids come. By the way, her grandkids are like 80. It's sad when the grandkids come and they, she doesn't know who you are anymore.
Doesn't know. Well, my grandmother was there. She didn't know who we are.
Carter, 95, was committed to a love happily at home with her husband, former President Jimmy Carter. Now, Jimmy Carter's still alive, Joe.
He's 99.
98. Good guess. Joe's close.
Guessing at 100.
98. February has been receiving hospice care. Guys, I love life. I do, most of the time. I'm good at 70. Give me a couple more years and I'm good. I really don't want to be 98, 99.
Yeah, well,
How am I going to holler at shorties when I'm 99?
Well, they have all the good help because the
And they just-
president
They're very wealthy. They're taken care of for life. I'm going to be 99 years old living in Central Park eating cat food. I don't want that.
Probably we can't even find our home at that age.
When I'm 99, Joe, all my shorties are going to be in their 70s. They're going to leave me. Donald Trump has vowed to end to birth citizens. I don't know what this story is about yet, Joe, but do you know that if a migrant comes here, then, thank you, RJ. If a migrant, I think the term used to be immigrant, but if a migrant comes here and they're not legally citizens of America, but they have a child here, the child is automatically considered a citizen. Donald Trump has said he's going to end that. I don't know how. I don't mind that. I want everyone to be happy, but I don't mind him ending that. What I do mind is that Rolling Stone magazine came out with a story today, Joe, that Donald Trump has told all of his people that he wants the names now of every single FBI agent who ever investigated him for the documents he stole, for the insurrection, any FBI agent ever who has had anything to do with an investigation on him will be terminated on day one.
It is not their, they have orders. They can't
Hello.
do.
Do you guys want to live in a country, even if you're a Trumper, do you want to live in a country where the president says, I'm going to fire the FBI, every single agent who looked into me stealing documents or me causing an insurrection? That's not a democracy, folks. That is Beijing, China. That is North Korea.
Where did this came from?
It's undisputed. Hundreds of witnesses, his whole camp that are now turning on him. In Rolling Stone, it's a huge. It just broke today, so you'll be reading a lot about this. Do you doubt the velocity? Do you doubt the veracity of that story, Joe? Because I know one thing. Trump would never tell a lie. I want to get in a fight with you over here. Assault bigot in plea deal. A suspect accused of slugging a Jewish man wearing an Israeli military hoodie on Brooklyn streets struck a plea deal with an anti-Semitic attack. Oh my goodness. Hello. Holy shit. What was I talking about, girl? I apologize. Joe, what do you think of a man who slugged somebody in the face just because they're Jewish?
Well, this is a bad thing to do.
Very bad.
There's fights all over. I just seen a fight right now between a black man and a white man. Right over
Black
there.
man and a white man. Who won, Joe?
I don't want them to fight because I can't interfere either. So I hope they walk away. It's a fight. It's all over.
Well, my best friend growing up was
if
Ray Randall.
somebody slapped me, that's a bad thing to do.
My best friend growing up was Ray Randall. Ray Randall was an African-American kid who grew up down the block from me. Me and Ray Randall got 3 fist fights. I won number 1, he won number 2, and the third one, his mom came and tackled both of us, started punching. His mom won number 3.
Yeah.
His mom won number 3. I learned a lot from the Randall family.
How you doing, Randall?
Hi, Randall.
You still around with that?
Ray is around, but he's not doing very well. The last time, oh, David Young's here. Ray Randall's grandfather had a house across the street. Now, in the 1970s, his grandfather was about 100 years old. Well, about 10 years ago, I was in Fairfield, and I went to visit Ray. Ray's living in his grandpa's house now, across the street from White Cliff Court. I called Ray on his phone. He said, hello? I said, Ray, get your little bitch ass out here. He said, who's that? I said, it's Bob Bowen. We're going to Taco Bell or somewhere. I said, I'm in town. Get your ass out here. He said, oh, my God. I haven't talked to him in 20 years. I'm sitting out there for 30 minutes in the car waiting on him. I'm like, what the hell's he doing? All of a sudden, here comes his grandpa. Grandpa looked really, 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 really old and very bad. Grandpa's on a walker, walking towards my car. I'm getting ready to say, hey, how's it going? And then something inside of me said, wait a minute. His grandpa was 100 years old back in 1970. It's now 2017. What the hell? The guy's 158 years old. It wasn't him. It was Ray. It was my dear friend that I knew since we were 10 years old, now looking like he's 150, on a walker. I cried. I got out of the car. I cried horribly. And then I told him, I can't go to Taco Bell with you. He said, why not? Because I said, I can't carry your ass to the drive-thru, bro. You can barely walk. Ray had some back issues. And
how you doing?
Anyway, how you doing, Ray?
Abraham.
We all grow up and we all grow this way. Ray was my best friend, the nicest kid in the world. And Ray went to San Quentin and I went this way. I love that kid. Joe, there's a felonious Florida feline. You know what that means? Just from the title. What is a felonious Florida feline? Bria, baby. I'm doing a show at 4 o'clock. You know I do a damn show. I don't get it. Joe, what is a felonious Florida feline? What's a feline, Joe?
Now I know.
A cat.
Elephant.
A cat. You know what a feline is not an elephant, Joe. It's a cat.
Okay.
At least 2 residents of a small Florida town were hospitalized last week after being attacked by a deranged cat.
Yeah, some cats, they are crazy cats too. One time we had a cat like that.
Well, one time, it's not here. I wish I still had it here. I think I deleted it out of here.
We call him white cat.
One time I was almost murdered by 2 cats. 150 cuts, almost bled to death, made it to the hospital. It was horrible.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was horrible, Joe. Little tiny baby cat kittens, and I was petting the kittens, and the mom was good with it. And then she started sniffing me and smelled one of my cats, and the mom clamped on my damn face. Started hissing and screaming. Well, the daddy cat was down the hallway. He came running and thought I was attacking the mama cat, and they both started cutting me like butter. Shredded my arms. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. I almost died. A little tiny 7-pound cat. So what do you think, a tiger or a lion? Those are
very powerful, the
$300.
cats. Very powerful.
They'll rip you to shreds. This particular cat, the grizzly attacks took place in Luraville while the unidentified victims were exercising and walking in the area. Attempts to trap the cat, which may be rabid. Rabid means rabies, Joe.
Yeah, maybe.
And the worst thing is, Joe, the poor people who get attacked by that cat, they have to get rabies shots because they don't know. And you'd rather get the shot than not know.
Yesterday there was a shooting on the beach in Florida. 9 people got
I heard
dead.
about that.
I don't know if any of them was seriously hurt or not. That's a terrible thing. You go with your family to the beach. There was 5 children, I think, wounded.
There was 9 shot or something like that. We're gonna, hopefully it'll be in the paper. In fact, it's probably not even a big enough story nowadays with all the shootings we have to even make it in the paper. So this was a big story. This councilwoman from New Jersey was gunned down in her damn doorstep. It looks like they got the guy. It says, justice for council mom. Tragic, Rashid Ali Bynum was arrested Tuesday for allegedly fatally shooting the New Jersey politician Eunice Woonfor. God bless her.
She's okay?
No, she's shot and killed, Joe.
Oh,
She's shot and killed.
that's a
Arizona massacre fest. A young Arizona man allegedly angry about his brother's fentanyl addiction. Oh boy, I know where this is going. The guy is angry about his brother's fentanyl addiction. He's killing the fentanyl dealer. That's what I'm thinking. I haven't read it yet. Usually I'm right. Sometimes I'm rude. Usually I'm right, but sometimes I'm rude. Oh boy. He killed 4 people and wounded a 5th in a bloody shooting rampage over this weekend. Iron Byers, 20, was arrested Sunday on unrelated charges and took responsibility for being the sole gunman behind the shooting spree that began Friday in Phoenix and ended Saturday in a nearby Mesa town. Armed with a 9mm handgun, Byers claimed the victims didn't deserve to live because 3 were fentanyl users.
They were users, not
They were users. This idiot's gonna, his brother's a fentanyl addict. I get it, he's mad. You don't get mad at other addicts. Get mad at the guy selling it. And don't go shoot the guy selling it.
That's terrible news. Yes.
Horrible. Another guy was homeless, and the other simply made him angry. The first fatal shooting. This one here, Joe, I finally got some good news in here. Now, it's about a murder, but it's a good news. One of my heroes who I met, who I loved, who I cared about, who influenced my life was Jam Master Jason Mizell. He was the DJ, Joe, and the backbone of Run DMC. Run DMC, Run is Joseph Simmons, DMC is Daryl McDaniels, and coming straight out of Hollis, Queens, you bitches! Sorry. My Adidas walked through concert doors and walked all over Coliseum floors. There were shoestrings in them. I did not win them. I bought them on the app with the price tag. Anyway, Jam Master J. Joe was a god, a legend, a hero in Queens, all over the world, but specifically Queens. And he ended up, like a lot of people do, sold 100 million records. Was the biggest band in the world at one time. Not the biggest hip-hop band, the biggest band. They were the first rap group on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. They sold out tours. I know because I was at a lot of those shows. They were untouchable. Well, a few years back, Joe, he was in his studio in Queens, again, where he's a god, he's a hero, a legend, untouchable. Someone came into his studio, shot, killed him. The horrible mystery, there was 3 other people in the studio, no one would talk. I don't know, I didn't see anything, I was looking at my phone, I didn't. Turns out that they all knew who did it. Can't talk, you can't snitch. Joe, you can't snitch. Someone comes up and kills me, you're not supposed to tell the cops who did it. In that environment, you can't do it. Well, finally got out, it was like his godson. It was family. And it was, they finally, after 20 years, they arrested him. A 3rd man has just been charged in connection with the 2002 murder of Run DMC's Jam Master Jay in New York City. Jay Bryant, 49, was indicted in Brooklyn federal court Tuesday and charged with the death of hip-hop legend whose birth name was Jason Mizell. Both other men, Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington, were indicted Apparently, Joe, they made a drug deal. Guys, here's my friend Jess. My friend Jess is coming by.
How you doing, Jess? Jackson?
Big brother right here, Joe. He might drop by today because me and him are friends now.
How are you, Jerry?
Look at Jess.
How are you, Jess?
There's my guy.
How is he doing?
The guy is a huge monkey. Look at the size of this guy, Joe. It's insane. But now me and Jess are friends. Where my dog at?
How you doing, Mr.
What's up, Playboy? How you living? It's great,
How you
man.
doing,
Fantastic.
Cowboy? How you doing, cowboy?
Oh boy. Joe don't know him. Joe just called him Cowboy. Big ass brother with arms like this. I don't know. I call him Playboy. I guess that's okay. Joe call him Cowboy. Okay. I don't want Joe saying hi, boy. Don't do that, Joe. Don't you dare do that, Joe. Oh my gosh. Oh. No.
From what?
Should I do that story, Joe?
That's from the alligator?
I don't know.
Don't do it because people get upset.
Now they're going to be mad because you read it out loud. 6-year-old girl's feet ripped off. I shouldn't have done it. Joe's right. Shouldn't have done it. But Joe said it all out loud. I was touching it quiet like, Joe, should I? But it hurt.
Very sad news.
Well, the Virginia State Trooper's daughter, Joe, had both her feet severed in a horror freak accident involving a cargo belt.
That's what I thought about.
She was playing with in a pickup truck.
That's what I thought about.
They might be able to put them back, I hope.
Car accident, that's very bad.
She underwent surgery to have her 2 feet reattached.
I hope she'll be okay.
She was riding in the back seat of a truck when her feet got caught in a tightening belt used to secure cargo.
It's a very big operation.
Yeah, even if they attach them, God bless them, I hope they attach them, she'll never walk the same. She'll never. 6 years old, that little angel, I would have my feet cut off right now for her. I'm not joking. This is too young to go through something that horrific and horrible. I would just sit around the rest of my life. I wouldn't even get my feet reattached. I'd just sit around and tell someone, yo, can you go to the store for me? Poor little angel, God bless her.
Children should be careful around cars.
6-year-old child. It was a cargo, the rope that holds down cargo. Somehow it slipped. Joe, you want to hear about a whale of a spy tail? You never know who was whale watching. A beluga whale, Joe. Those are the white ones with the big head. They're so beautiful.
Russian spy.
Beluga whale. They have them at Coney Island, Joe, in the aquarium at Coney Island. I think they're one of the most fascinating views. They're like a dolphin with a big-ass bulgy head. They're beautiful, like an albino. Beluga whale, suspected to be a spy, trained by the Russian Navy, appeared off the coast of Sweden.
He has maybe...
I'm sure he's got a camera attached to him or something. The supposed spy grew famed when he was discovered wearing a human-made harness off the coast of Norway. He has spent over 3 years moving up and down Norway's coastline around and on to Sweden. Locals nicknamed the whale Havadamir, a cheeky reference to Norwegian word for whale and Russian President Vladimir Putin. So they named him Havamir. It's a combo. It's like J-Lo. When Havamir was first spotted, the Norwegian Arizonian marine biologist removed the human-made harness from him and arrested him and put him in prison.
Is he okay?
He's okay, Joe. Biden accuser runs to Putin. Well, I always say I always believe the women, and just because it's Biden, I'm no big fan of Biden. Doesn't mean I don't believe him. This woman here, is accusing Joe Biden of sexual misconduct. Former Senate staffer Tara Reid, who accused President Biden of sexual assault, proclaimed Tuesday that she feels right at home in Russia after she fled to Russia. The bewildering announcement was part of an hour-long interview Reid conducted with Russian state media. We went to Russia, she said, President Putin, you don't say nothing bad about President Putin. President Biden sexually assaulted me, and they all clapped. They said, he's a piece of shit. How about Trump? Did he know? No, he would never. There's 65 women claiming he did, and he said it on tape, but he would never do that. Never. Suburban angst, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it, Joe. Missing woman cited. Okay, there are always missing people, and someone says, I saw them. Sometimes a person who says they saw them is just saying it to get some attention and be in the newspaper. I'm not saying they didn't see him, but let's see. A Tennessee mom of 2 who vanished while on a cross-country trip 3 weeks ago is possibly spotted in California Walmart. Well, there's lots of cameras at Walmart, Joe, so maybe they do have something. As new details about the fight she had with her boyfriend have emerged. Now, who's the number one suspect, Joe?
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend, of course. And usually when the woman's missing, she's been murdered. Almost always. Sometimes.
Some of his friends, he tell the news, we spotted her in California.
Perhaps. Look at Joe.
You're a liar and your friends are...
In other words, the guy kills his girlfriend, calls his buddy in Oklahoma and says, hey, I need you to call someone in California and tell them you saw him.
My ex-wife in Walmart. That's just stupid.
Well, we don't know the story yet.
Well,
Alcaray, 33, was traveling with her boyfriend, Steven Tyler Stratton, and their dog from Nashville to California to visit her uncle when she vanished. She vanished. Around May 9th. 5 days prior, she and Stanton were passing through Terrence County, New Mexico on May 4th when they became involved in an alleged domestic. This is exactly like the kid who killed his girlfriend that time. They had domestic allegations. According to the incident report obtained by the U.S. Sun, a bystander called 911 to report the alleged couple's quarrel. Law enforcement officials in Northern California, that's where I'm from,
that's your hometown.
Have come forward saying that the missing woman was possibly spotted at a Walmart on Saturday. She was photographed selling her cell phone. Well, if she sold her cell phone, hopefully they can, if they find that phone, they know they got her. Unless somebody else killed her and took her phone.
If it was her phone, or somebody got it there and took her phone and sell it, that's a different story.
An Australian snorkeler. A snorkeler, Joe, do you know what that is? That's a guy who swims underwater with the snorkel. An Australian snorkeler pried a crocodile's jaws off his own head. Marcus McGowan, 51, of Queensland, was vacationing off the Sir Charles Hardy Islands with his wife and friends Saturday when he felt what he initially thought was a shark. I realized it was a crocodile. I was able to lever its open jaws far enough to get my head out. The crocodile then attempted to attack someone else, but I managed to attack a second time, but I managed to push it away. Joe, one thing people don't realize is a crocodile does this, right? That's how he... You can literally, when a crocodile's mouth is closed, you can just hold his mouth. Let's say he's open it like this. You just hold it like that. You can't open it. He doesn't have the muscle to open. He has a muscle to clamp. So they clamp. You can't stop him. You can hold his mouth open. You can't stop him. He has a very strong muscle to clamp, to close. You could wrap tape around their mouth and can't open.
Well, in the 60s, the Prime Minister of Australia went to swim and he never came back.
His ass probably got eaten. Well, there's a whole lot of things going on. In him.
His name was Mendes France.
All right.
That's the time you were born was a bad luck for him.
So it's my fault.
He was good with shots. Okay.
I'm going to have to assume it was my fault.
Yes.
Beer boys are new flower girls. I don't know. Yeah, they no longer have some of these places like Texas. They got rid of the flower girls and they got a beer guy. You know how the little girls at the wedding give out flowers, throw flowers? Now they got guys handing out beers. I like it. Joe, you know what I did the other day? I drank a beer.
Okay, it's summertime. It's cool.
I got drunk. I watched the replay and I was saying stupid shit on it. But I say stupid shit all the time.
In Arabia, if you drink beer or alcohol, they call you are against God.
Where?
In Arabia.
Saudi Arabia?
Drink alcohol, you're not a human being. You are against God.
Can you go to jail?
No, it's enough. They call you all kind of curse names. It's enough. You don't have to be beaten up.
But they let you smoke. You can smoke all you want, right? Because every Arab guy I know from, not every, but most,
Cigarette, yeah.
smoke cigarettes.
Keep it to God.
Did you hear about this Marine, Joe? He was jumped by 10 people. Shocking video. I refuse to watch it.
He jumped from the chair. What happened?
I don't know. A shocking video has captured a mob of up to 40 teens. 40! I thought it was 10. 40 teens viciously beating 3 off-duty Marines who say they had merely asked them to stop lighting fireworks. What do I say all the time, Joe? Don't get involved. Don't tell 40 teens not to piss on your leg. Don't tell 40 teens not to call your grandma names. I'm not blaming the victims. I'm saying use common sense. 40 kids is a mob mentality, Joe. It's a mob mentality. One guy goes in there to prove how tough he is to his buddies, and then there's 3 guys standing here. 3 guys ain't beating 40, are they?
3 guys against
3
40?
Marines against 40 kids. It's not a fair fight. Birthday cruise anguish. A passenger on a Carnival Magic ship is missing after he fell overboard, Joe. 9 times out of 10, these guys fall overboard because they're drinking. Jacksonville, Florida, off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida. Rev, I need you to get in the car and go scour the, while on first ever cruise with his wife. Oh, I blame the wife. Although officials have not formally named the passenger, Janelle Michelle Broslet told the news that it was her husband. The man went overboard about 185 miles east of Jacksonville Monday. Ronnie Lee Pearl, Jr., 35 years old. Coast Guard aircraft and ships are searching for him. Joe, it's an ocean. It's finding a needle in a haystack. Very, very difficult. This is his first cruise, and thankfully he had a great time, said his wife. She sounds fishy to me.
It's an area bigger than Mexico.
It's his first cruise and his last cruise. That's horrible.
Especially sharks, all kind of wild fish.
Florida. It's Florida. Every story is Florida. I might as well start buying the Florida Sentinel. Florida slave, suicide, orphan. There's the baby. Thank God the baby's okay. Mom and dad. Cops outside of Port Lucia, Florida, apartment heard the cries of a 10-month-old Aulani. They entered to find a stabbed body of Amanda. and her dead fiance from gunshot wounds. The husband or the fiance stabbed the wife, then shot and killed himself. I'm very happy that he didn't take the baby with him. I'm sorry that he took anyone with him. He could have just did it himself. The baby is going to be adopted, hopefully by someone good. We're almost done here. The kid, 11-year-old boy, shot by the police in his own home, Joe. He called the police department. His mom said call the cops because his stepdad was getting wild or something. 11-year-old boy, there he is, little tiny guy, right there. 11 years old, Joe. Now I get it. The cop's on the scene. He goes, everybody, where's everybody at? And the kid comes around the corner. The cop shot him in the stomach. Oh, he getting a nice lawsuit. That kid's gonna be driving a Trans Am to school. 11. Do they have Trans Ams anymore? I don't know. I had one. I had the black Trans Am, Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Lady friend got it for me. I was a player back then, brother. I had a Z28, a 1984 dark blue Z28. That was my baby. And my lady friend got me a. She didn't get it for me. She gave it to me. It was hers. A Smokey and the Bandit. I think it was a 78. Might have been a 77. 11-year-old boy shot by a Mississippi cop after calling 911 during a domestic dispute was crying out that he didn't want to die as he was bleeding. He got shot. 11-year-old boy shot. God bless him.
He survived? I hope so.
He did survive. Disney's very woke father. Conservative critics are once again slamming Disney, not shoving woke agenda. I'm not doing that. Maddie. Who the hell is Maddie? Investigators in the case of missing British toddler Madeleine McCann, oh boy, McCann, have identified at least 2 more sites linked to a prime suspect that may have offered clues for her disappearance 16 years ago. I remember the little girl kidnapped. They found some pictures of others. She has something in her eye that gives her away. I'm hoping that she's alive. 16 years, that poor family, my God.
That's a sadness.
Very, very sad.
With that long for a missing kid.
Food poison. You ever been food poisoned, Joe?
Yeah, I did.
I ate some Chinese food one time and I pooped for weeks. It was horrible.
Yeah, I went to this hospital right here, the French Polyclinic.
Where?
You remember that?
No.
This building here.
Across the street? I didn't know
That
that
was a hospital. Now they made it like all-day residence.
Listen to this, Joe. Secret sperm doctor. You know, Joe, that you can go to a sperm bank and get money for your sperm.
Well, I will have a lot of kids around then.
First of all, I probably let millions of dollars slip through my fingers. From the age 16 to the age 18, I let hundreds of millions of dollars slip through my fingers. That's gross. Bob, you're being gross. Joe, what is sperm? I don't even know what sperm is.
Sperm is the man cream.
Go ahead, Joe. There's people waiting for your answer. Nyan wants to know.
It's a man cream.
It's a man cream, Nyan.
Wet cream.
You're a young kid. You'll know in a few years. It's like whipped cream. That's what they call it around the house. Whipped cream. And it's worth money. There's gold in them, Darhill.
But they wanted sperm from strong and healthy people.
They'll take it from anyone who's not a drug addict. I looked into it.
They do tend
I looked
to
into it. I'm not using it for nothing. Okay, I apologize. Nyan, what did you do here, Nyan? What are you doing? A prominent upstate fertility doctor accused of secretly impregnating his patients was killed in a car crash. Oh, an experimental plane crash. He had an experimental plane. First of all, Joe, he's a sperm doctor, but he's putting his own sperm in people. He secretly had lots of babies with these Dr. Morris Wharton, 72, was a passenger in the plane when it went down.
He's
Good
lucky.
riddance. Good
Nobody will sue him now.
Pot in potty hurts dogs. I think that's marijuana. A San Francisco dog owner is asking people not to poop when they eat. Not to poop where they eat. Or where the poop people that are digesting marijuana and the snacks, Joe, the little marijuana infused stuff. When they take a poop on the street, the dogs eat it. While playing with with Pockets, not his Pockets, his dog name is Pockets. It's an unusual name. Hi, Pockets.
How are you?
I had a right ball in the corner pocket. Back in the old days, we called it playing pocket pool. While playing with Pockets, her sheepdog poodle mix Thursday, Jackie noticed the pup noshing on human poop. First of all, you shouldn't be taking a poop on the street, you piece of crap. Hours later, the dog was very sick and very high. She brought the dog to a vet who ran tests and showed that they had symptoms of marijuana intoxication and opioids. It wasn't the pot, it was the opioids.
That's the homeless people. That's why
They take a shit. First of all, if you're walking your dog, please don't let your dog eat shit. The man accused of killing 11 worshipers at a Pittsburgh synagogue 5 years ago, Joe, in the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in U.S. history, could face death penalty. Why is it could? It should say should face death penalty. A representative in the GOP, the Grand Old Party, that's the Republican Conservative Party, the GOP, Chris Stewart of Utah could resign from the House of Representatives as soon as Wednesday due to his wife's ongoing health issues. I don't know what that. The Salt Lake Tribune citing multiple sources. Well, God bless his wife. That's not a scandal. There's no scandal there, Joe. There's no scandal that we can't handle. How is the vacation?
How are you, Mr. Sanders? Do you remember Mr. Sanders was one of our...
Sanders?
Yeah.
R.E. Sanders is still in here.
You still happy?
R.E. Sanders? I don't think that's what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
How you doing, Jasmine? All right.
Chucky bit me to the damn bone right there, bro. Clamped on. He was like, ha. I pulled back. I was like, man, if I didn't love you so much, I'll punch you in your little bitch ass face. Joe, I think it's about time.
How are you?
What time is it, Joe?
Time to eat. You wanna eat some cookies?
Look how lazy I am. I'm going to do the fate of Bob. This is the Boogie Bob fate of the wheel trick. So wherever it lands, I'm calling the shots. Virgo. Eyes are closed. Wow. It's right on the, I don't know. Aquarius and Scorpio.
Okay, that's it.
Guys, we used to do them all. I would be here for 4 hours while Joe did them all. That was horrible. It's the worst nightmare of all time. Libra. Libra are good people. We limited to 3.
Virgo.
1, 2, and 3.
Virgo. Okay. Almost certainly you will clash with someone today whose outlook on life is about as different from yours as it is possible to get. On this occasion, you will have to accept there is no common ground between you and just go your separate ways.
Okay.
Scorpio, you are Scorpio. Right?
I'm a Scorpio.
You may feel sorry for a friend who is going through a rough time.
I do.
Yeah, they do.
I feel sorry for Kevin Butler. God bless you.
But they have
feel sorry for
only
Arjan.
themselves to blame.
Oh, no.
Point out to them
Not your fault,
as
Kevin.
gently as you can what they have been doing wrong and what they need to do next to make things right again. Give them an advice.
Give them an advice. Don't grow your corn in the winter.
Aquarius, you may be a nice guy by nature,
What if it's a girl, Joe?
but the planets warn you need to put on your fierce face today if you want to get important things done. Sometimes even nice guys have to accept that some people respond more to the stick than the carrots.
Okay. All right. I don't know what the hell that means, but I'll take it. Joe, did you do birthdays?
Happy birthday. Let me see what I did.
Joe, do you know that sometimes when we touch, the honesty is too much? I want to hold you till the feeling subsides. Did you know that, Joe?
Benny Goodman.
I'd like to hold you in my arms, Joe.
You know who's Benny Goodman?
Benny Goodman actually lived one block away for a very long time. Benny Goodman had an orchestra, Joe. He was Benny Goodman. Da 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 da. Not to be confused with Benny Youngman, who also lived a couple blocks away.
Okay, George Headley.
Who?
George Headley.
How dare you?
You know him?
Nope. No human being on the
He's
planet.
a cricket batsman. I don't know what that means.
Joe,
Okay.
Joe doesn't get the concept.
Alexei Leonov,
I'm done.
first man to walk in space.
That's a lie.
He's 89 years old today.
Wait a minute. 89, let's call it 90, and we'll subtract the 25, the 23 we're in. Go back 50 years. There's no way. There's
Gail
no way, Joe. How old was he? A fetus?
probably was.
First man walked in space in the 60s. He was a Russian. Well, the first one was a chimpanzee. They
He
put a
was 20
chimpanzee in.
years old, or so, 19 years old. Gail Sayers.
Karina just wrote, I hate Joe's guts.
Who-
That's not nice.
Who is Gail Sayers?
Dale Sayers was a running back for the Chicago Bears. I think he was number 44, but he was considered one of the greatest of all time. Joe, he cut down short. His best friend was Brian Piccolo, played by James Caan in the movie Gale Sayers, whatever. If I had a hammer, I would hammer in the morning. I would hammer in the evening. Could be wrong. Hi, Nightbotch.
Tom
Hi,
Morello.
Nightbotch. Tom Morello is the lead guitarist for, I think it's Rage Against the Machine. He's a phenomenal guitarist. I don't know. I don't listen to them, so I'm a huge Tom Morello fan because the guy is amazing, but not a Rage Against the Machine fan. Excuse me.
Winona Jude.
So who is, Nyan wants to know, who's filled my ball sack?
That's God. God did that.
God did that.
Who
God
is
filled my ball sack.
who is Winona Jude?
Winona Judd was, how old is she? Does it say
Country
how?
singer.
Well, there's two. There's three. Ashley Judd is the youngest. She's a world renowned actress. I think she got an Academy Award nomination. It's phenomenal. Then you got Naomi and Winona. Now, they were called the Judds. They're one of the most critically acclaimed award-winning country western groups of all time. Naomi is the mother. Naomi just recently, she dealt with horrible depression, Joe. Very wealthy woman, absolutely stunning. Even though she was 70-something years old, absolutely looked like she was 35, 40. The mother actually shot and killed herself last year. Winona, who is her daughter, now is by herself, and she is also facing severe depression, of course, because her mother killed herself. Happy birthday, and I hope that it's
Yes.
okay.
Adina Menzel.
Adina Menzel is a actress. I don't know anything about her.
And a singer.
And a singer. Oh, maybe she's not even an actress. Maybe she's a singer. I know that John Travolta went up on the Grammys and to announce her. You know, when they come out, they say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Adina Menzel." And poor John Travolta, he had her name all wrong. Adriana Menzel, whatever he said, and everybody looked at him. What the horrible faux pas! Don't do that. Don't do that, bro.
Fred Allen.
Fred Allen. There's a very interesting story about Fred Allen, Joe. He's a human being that I've never heard of, ever.
Is a comedian.
Fred Allen.
Yeah.
What is that?
Fredallen. You never saw him on TV?
I'm waiting for Karina to do the longest
How you
hoop of her
doing,
career.
Karina?
RJ just dropped a monstrous hoop. That's a hoop.
Fred Allen. They don't know anything. They don't know too much.
No, they don't know too much of your obscure piece of crap person
Yes.
no one's ever heard of. It's your fault.
What is that?
That's RJ.
Zero.
RJ's like, who the hell are you talking about, Joe?
What is this guy? All right, I let you go.
Tammany just said, I'm the nicest person in the world, but even I hate Joe's guts. Tammany, that is not nice. I apologize, Joe. I apologize that
How you
Tammany
doing, Joe? How
would
is
say that.
everything?
Mighty Bull's in the house. Boom, boom, room, room in the Zoom. Boom, 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 zoom, zoom. Mighty Bull's in the room.
Brooke Shield.
Fred Allen, hold on. Oh, he was a comic, Joe, in 1894 to 1956. Who the hell heard of that guy? Ambrose, thank you.
Thank you, Ambrose. I am.
Joe, I apologize. I'm sorry that we didn't know the name of the obscure actor from the 1820s. I apologize.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Brooke Shield.
Brooke Shields, I have a great story about Brooke Shields, Joe. There's a few love connections I've had in my day where I thought that I was really going to make something happen. One was with Rosie O'Donnell. Nothing happened. The other one was with Joan Cusack. Nothing happened. And the other one was Brooke Shields. I love Brooke Shields. She was 11-year-old when she started. I didn't love her then.
58 years old.
She was 11 years old when she started in her Calvin Klein commercials. Nothing come between me and my Calvin Kleins. It was very salacious, very like, oh my God, her mom let her do that. She was in Pretty Baby. She was in Blue Lagoon. And she went on to be in a lot of other stuff. She's like a graduate of Princeton. She's an extremely smart woman. One night, Joe, she comes into China Club. Now, I was the owner of the coat check at China Club. And I was much more young and handsome back then. More, I would say, virile. I was virile. Not sterile. I was virile. I might have been sterile, too. And we had a lot of daytime events there. They would have events where a lot of big movie stars would come in, and they were all part of some kind of New York society thing. And I turn around, there's Brooke Shields standing there. I got two Brooke Shields stories. Standing there, and she had checked in something, but when you go to the dry cleaner, Joe, and your coat comes back and it's in that plastic bag thing, she was looking for one of those. And I go, oh my God, Brooke Shields. And she was so nice. And our eyes locked. And I said, that's mine. That's my shorty. She was not my shorty. The other one, Joe, was Brooke Shields came into Planet Hollywood. And I was in there, and there was a guy named Patrick somebody. He was in the movie with someone who was in that movie with the other person who was in it. Julia Roberts was in a movie where she was escaping from her abusive husband. Does anybody remember this movie? Julia Roberts, he was a very, very wealthy man. Julia Roberts acted like she was swimming out in the ocean and drowned and escaped. Someone help me out with this movie. And when she escaped, the man was heartbroken. until he found her diamond ring in the toilet and realized she faked her death, and then he went and found her. I'm not going to go on with the story until someone tells me the name of that movie. Julia Roberts, Abused Woman movie. And the star's name is Patrick something. Yeah. Sleeping with the Enemy. You just won yourself an iPad. Lily, Rev, I need you to go to the store, Walmart, and buy an iPad for Lily. Thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Lily.
Anyways, the guy Patrick, whatever the hell his name was, still don't know. Lily does not get the iPad because Lily didn't know Patrick's.
How you doing, Lily?
Ambrose is right now Googling Sleeping with the Enemy actor. Anyways, so I'm standing in this room with all these famous actors, and Brooke Shields goes up. She's a huge star. She goes up to Patrick. Patrick's with his wife. And she goes up to Patrick and goes, I just want to say that I'm a really big fan and I appreciate you so much. And I've just been watching you my whole career, blah, blah, blah. And then she left. Now, I'm standing there still. She leaves, but they continue talking, the husband and wife. The wife goes, who the hell was that? He goes, I don't know. Honey, I don't know who the hell that was. I'm looking at him like, it's Brooke Shields, you moron. Ooh, look at this. Julia Roberts tried to hit on R.E. Sanders while making that movie.
How you doing, Sanders?
Treaton is like Kevin Bacon. There's always some kind of connection somewhere. Thank you, Treaton, for
Thank
sharing.
you, Treaton.
Patrick Bergen. That was his name. Brilliant actor. I'm standing right there. Now, she walks away. Brooke Shields walks away, and old Boogie Bob standing right there, right next to him. And the wife goes, who the hell was that? He goes, honey, I have no idea who that was. I'm looking at him like, you're an actor. You don't know who Brooke Shields is, you moron?
All right.
But I digress. As soon as I find out what digress means, I'm going to digress. What else you got, Joe, so we can get out of here?
Clint Eastwood.
What do you know about Clint Eastwood?
93 years old. I saw the last movie he made about 5-6 years
He's
ago.
a piece of crap.
That movie was not good.
The last couple were shit. Clint Eastwood's a brilliant director, a great actor for the tough guy persona. I could probably say I've seen maybe 50 of his movies. Was one of my favorites. Now he's this crazy conspiracy theory lizard punk. He did a lot of those movies in the Bay Area, but he was a tough guy cop, Dirty Harry. At least 5 or 6 of those. And I was a projectionist when we had The Gauntlet, which was a movie starring his girlfriend at the time, Sandra Locke, I think her name was, who he threw out like trash when he didn't need her anymore. Not a good human being. He was a regular at Planet Hollywood, was never kind to one person.
Joe Namath.
I would call him a douchebag. Joe Namath is my boy. Joe Namath, known as Broadway Joe, had a restaurant right over here. He was number 12, Joe. He was the first one ever. So cocky and arrogant. First of all, he was in Playgirl magazine. Joe, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He has the same ritual every day. He's on the chair. Now he's going to try to throw some paper into that garbage can. He's never even come close.
He put bread for the pigeon.
Nope, that's paper, and he made it in, Joe.
He did.
That's the first time I've ever seen him make it in. He usually doesn't crumple it up. Every single day he goes to that garbage can and throws paper, and it lands right at his feet. And he ain't picking it up.
That's the man who acted in Noah of Ark, Notre Dame.
He's in pretty bad shape, but God bless him. He's out here every day. Who are we talking about, Joe? What was the last one? Joe Namath. Joe Namath predicted that he would win the Super Bowl. Now, back then it was Super Bowl III. They had the AFC against the NFC. The first 2 Super Bowls were the the trophy for the Super Bowl was actually called the Lombardi Trophy. The quarterback was Bart Starr. Anyways, the Green Bay Packers just couldn't beat them. No one's going to beat them. And the Jets ended up beating, it wasn't the Packers. I can't remember who they beat, but maybe it was the Cowboys. I think it was the Cowboys. Joe Namath walked off and did this. Joe Namath was a very, very, very wealthy man. I actually met him, got my picture taken with him. Do I have him here? Let's see. Oh, office says, Bob, you got receipts? I say, yes, bitch, I got receipts.
80 years old.
80, wow. Wow, well, he stumbled into drugs and alcohol. And the last time he was on the sidelines, he was an announcer. I mean, give me 1 second. Let me see if I've got him here. It's not that great a picture, but I'd like to have it here if I could. Look how many pictures I got, Joe. Hundreds of pictures of me and celebrities. Do you see Joe Namath up here anywhere, Joe? Do you even know who Joe Namath is?
He had a restaurant.
He did. He had one right around here, Broadway Joe's. You guys got to give me a second. Because I got receipts, bitch! There he is, Joe. Look how handsome he is. Who's more handsome, Joe? Me or Joe Namath?
How you doing, Joe? How is everything? That's you and him.
That's me and him.
Yeah.
I would say that I'm wearing a Jets hat, and I'm wearing a Planet Hollywood shirt because I was a big shot at Planet Hollywood. And he signed an autographed jersey for me. He also signed a football, and when my mom died, I gave away $100,000 worth of all my memorabilia. The only thing I kept was some Muhammad Ali stuff. I gave away a lot of Muhammad Ali stuff. I had about 45 Muhammad Ali autographs. I gave it all away, Joe. I gave away my Mercedes. I gave away everything because that stuff belonged in my mom's house, my childhood, and the only thing I brought from my whole house, my childhood bedroom, that I collected memorabilia with my father, and the only thing I brought back is I think I brought back a couple Mickey Mantle autographs. I brought back 2 yearbooks. I gave away my Mercedes to my friend's son who was going to college. I gave away everything. And I said, Fairfield, I love you. I'm out, bitch. And I left. And I haven't been back since, but I would like to go back to Joe's Buffet and, of course, Jack in the Box. Joe, when I go back to my hometown, I don't go back for the ladies. I go back for the food, bitch. I want some Dave's Burgers. If David Young's watching, he knows what I'm talking about. I want Dave's Burgers. The greatest burger in the history of the world is Dave's Burgers, right there in Fairfield, California. Anyways, happy birthday, Joe Namath. Or Joe Namath.
All right, Wendy Smith. You know who is he?
Well, I think
Smith.
it's a woman. You said Wendy.
Guitarist and a singer. Yeah.
Wendy Smith. I do not know. I don't know. Ambrose might. Even Ambrose might not know that one.
On a death row today. Who died on this day? Voltaire. Did you
Voltaire was a philosopher, a writer, a philosopher. I don't know shit about it.
Who is on this day died? Boris Pasternak. Who is Pasternak?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of
That's the guy who wrote Dr. Zhivago.
Hold on one second. Wendy
writer.
Smith is a British guitarist, keyboardist, and singer.
Good.
From Prefab Sprout, the king of rock and roll, When Love Breaks Down. When Love Breaks Down, I've heard. I've never heard the other stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Come to. Thank you, Ambrose.
Thank you for finding that horrible, crappy name that Joe named.
Okay, Boris Pasternak.
Boris Pasternak is another person I've never heard of.
No, he's one of the greatest writers in the 20th century.
What did he write? You said
he wrote Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago. Never seen it.
Never
seen it. I love me some Dave's Burgers. Dave's Burgers does not sell fries. The greatest burger place in the history of the world does not sell French fries. My joke for the last 30 years, every time I go back to Fairfield.
He don't want to get, fat.
No, he doesn't have a permit for the fryer. I finally asked. I said, why you ain't selling fries here? You're missing the mark. They give out a bag of chips. They don't give out. You got to buy. Get this beautiful Dave's burger. His name was Heim, Dave Heim, H-E-I-M. He was German. So it was called Dave's Heimburger. It was called Dave's Drive-In. Oh, Edward Griffin. I am doing wonderfully. Oh, Tammy's talking. Joe's going, wait a minute.
The cool day here in Oregon. Oh, nice. Oregon is beautiful. Yeah.
Joe's getting involved in your personal stuff. You guys got to watch out.
I was there, Mr.
Joe's a snitch. Watch out.
Okay.
Joe,
Joseph Grimaldi. Who is that?
Joseph Grimaldi. Interesting story about Joseph Grimaldi, Joe. You're not going to believe it. This is a person I've never heard of, ever.
He was the greatest clown in history. You never.
Well, I did that joke, but it wasn't Grimaldi. Joe, I did a joke a while back. People seem to like it. It's not a joke. It's a real story. I actually cried like a little bitch while telling it because I was so emotional. I was having a bad day.
Who died?
So, a guy goes into a psychiatrist's office. Psychiatrist says, "Can I help you?" He says, "Doc, I'm having a really hard time. I cry all day. I'm hurting inside. I feel no one loves me. I can't get satisfaction, and I just want to kill myself." The doctor says, "Well, I'm really sorry you feel so down and you're hurting, but I know just the thing to cheer you up." He says, "What is it, Doc? I'll try anything." He says, "Well, the greatest clown in the world, Grimaldi, is in town tonight. And I got 2 tickets for you to go. And you're going to have a good time because this person makes everyone laugh and makes everyone happy." And the guy starts crying hysterically. And the doctor says, "What's the matter?" He says, "Doc, I'm Grimaldi." This guy spends his life trying to help people and love people and make people happy. And he's the most miserable human being on the planet.
Really?
He's hurting. Joe, the thing went right over Joe's head, but hopefully you guys got it. He's hurting. Telling Joe a story is insane. You're never going to get to it. Anyways, long story short, Grimaldi spreads love and kindness and happiness, and he is the one person who is sadder than everyone else put together. Joe, what else you got? Can we get out of here, please?
Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc was a 14-year-old girl, Joe. She was considered a saint. She had visions of the Lord, and she had visions of these great battles against France. And back then, Joe, in the 12th century, it was all swords and cannons. And she led armies, Joe. A 14-year-old girl led armies to slaughter.
Yeah.
She said, "I had a vision that we will win this war," and she won over and over and over, Joe. And then they tied her to a stake and lit her on fire.
I think they made her a saint, isn't it?
They did, and they also, Joe, they canonized her, but they killed her, and it didn't stop.
Burned her.
They burned her. They burned her. Tied her to the stake and killed her. It didn't stop the legend from growing and growing. Anyways, guys, I love you all very much.
Another one who died today, Jack Dempsey.
Jack Dempsey died today?
On this day.
I don't even want to tell the story. But whenever you say something that has something to do with something, that I'm something involved with something, I'm going to say something about something.
Boxer.
Jack Dempsey was a phenomenal boxer, Joe. And it reminds me of the story. I just told it not too long ago. Some of you probably already heard it, but you might want to hear it again. I became pretty good friends with online. Never met him in person. I met him once in person. But Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank. Frank Stallone is a boxer, Joe, a real boxer. I think he could probably kick Sly's ass, his older brother. Both born right here in Hell's Kitchen, New York. Frank Stallone came into Planet Hollywood all the time. He was always with Sylvester. If Sylvester goes to Cannes Film Festival in France, or wherever it's at, right next to him is going to be Frank. Frank is his right-hand man, and Frank is his best friend, and Frank is a very gifted guitarist and singer. 2 or 3 of his songs are in some of the Rocky films. Anyways, so Frank Stallone and I became quite friendly on eBay. I bought a bunch of stuff for friends.
On the show.
I bought a Hugo Boss suit, Sylvester Stallone's Hugo Boss suit for my friend who was Stallone's biggest fan. I bought Sylvester Stallone's pipe collection, thousands and thousands of dollars of pipes. Sylvester Stallone is very, very wealthy, Joe, so he doesn't go buy a $4 pipe. He's buying these $1,400 marble Lancashire pipes from Turkey, and anyway, alabaster. And so he had this pipe collection. I think I bought it from Frank, his younger brother, for $200. And I was very happy and very pleased. It's this beautiful pipe collection. It's on a stand and everything. Anyway, 22 pipes. And then I bought some music equipment, including a little amplifier for my guitar. It says right on there, Frank Stallone. I think it says Grammy-nominated Frank Stallone, but I still have it. Marshall, little Marshall amp, practice amp. Anyway, so I said, you know what? He has been so kind and nice to me. He's wealthy, so he doesn't really need the money like eBayers do. He's just kind of getting rid of some stuff. I said, I got something he's going to love. He has a huge world-famous boxing collection, Joe. And I had boxing cards from the 40s and 50s, these really old, beautiful cards. And one of them was Jack Dempsey. And anyways, that's why when you brought it up.
You remember he had a restaurant on 46th.
He did have a restaurant. I don't know where the restaurant was, but he did.
Between 8 and 9.
So Jack Dempsey, I get these, Bo Jack was one, and it was 4 or 5 cards. Very, very nice cards. Great condition from the 50s and 60s. And I said, I have Frank Stallone's address. He's my homie. I'm going to send it to him as a gift. I think I wrote a note. I can't remember. I know me, so I know. I don't remember specifically the note, but I know me. I'm always going to try to put something in there to make someone happy and smile. Frank, you're an inspiration. Thank you for your kindness. Something like that. And I sent it to him. And I had my phone number and my email. You know, I figured he'll get it. He'll type me an email. Thank you, man. I love these cards. That was so nice of you. That's it. 3-4 weeks go by. I didn't hear from the guy. Frank Stallone doesn't hit me up, doesn't thank me. No big deal. I'm going to go on with my life. I did this piece of shit, my boxing collection, boxing cards. And anyways, long story short, Joe, I went to see what he's selling on eBay because I might want to buy some more stuff. This piece of shit has my stuff. The gift I gave him, he's selling on eBay for like $12. I started crying, dude. I got tears in my eyes. Frank Stallone, you're a piece of crap. You hurt me. You hurt me deeply, you piece of crap. All right, Joe, is there anything else?
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you for watching the show. And that's it for today.
Frank Stallone, you're a piece of crap. You know what? I was going to give Frank Stallone some of these. You're not getting them now, you little bastard.
Have a nice weekend.
Please be kind and loving to each other. Be good to yourselves. I got some really cool stuff. Joe, I said when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I would do some lives. Can't nobody say I haven't. The other day I did a 3-hour live. That was insane. 3 hours. I only stopped because the battery died. I've done several 2-hour lives. Tonight I'm going to do a live show, Joe, with my shirt off. It's just going to be me sitting here giving myself a mammary gland check, checking my breasts. And I want you all to tune in for that. It's going to be 3 hours of me doing this. And occasionally when I get parched, I do this. So tune in for that, Joe. I think you're going to enjoy that a lot. You know why, Joe? Because sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. I want to hold you until the feeling subsides. Joe, can I hold you?
Have a nice day.
Have a nice, have a good, see ya. Joe, I'm buying you a coffee. I want to buy you